continue, and I have a little bit of a sore throat today, so I won't be talking very much, but I need to get this out. All major scales are 2.5 steps, 3.5 steps. The most, but the thing is, you got to understand the difference between a step and a half step. Okay? From C to D is one whole step because you took and you went a half tone, which is semitone, and another half tone. That comes out to be a step. So you got to realize that a step always has a half step and another half step in it. Okay? So there's 2.5. You start with the root, and we're doing C now. You go to D. That's the second scale degree, but that's really the first step. Then you go another step, which is to E. You're on the third scale degree, but you have taken 2 steps. Now, when you go between the third scale degree and the fourth scale degree, you always will have a half step or a semitone, which is what they do in the UK. Okay? Now from there, that is your new beginning. I told you that every major scale is 2.5, 3.5. Da 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 da. Okay? Now, whole step, and another whole step, because 2.5, 3.5. So you start on F, second you start, whole step, half. It doesn't matter how complicated it is. Let's do G flat. Most people don't know what G flat is. Okay. Let's do F sharp. It's the same note. It's right here. Here's F sharp and G flat. Let's do F sharp because normally it's like that. Okay, F sharp. And you do 2.5, and that puts you at B. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Now you're on your fourth scale degree, but you've only taken 3.5 steps. It's important that you know the difference between steps, half steps, and everything. Now you're going to go 3 whole steps. There always will be a note in between something when you're talking about a whole step. There always will be a note in between. That's called semitone. So you go, now we're going to go skip that note. So that's whole step. Whole step is there. See, we went from there to there. We skip the D. And a whole step. And a half. Now we'll show you what those notes are. You want to take a look at F sharp sheet music, okay? And you can see that it does indeed have a different note in it than you're used to. Okay? F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, which is enharmonic F, and that's your leading tone, which is always be a half step up to the root. And you go da 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 da, and back and down. Okay, so you go back down if you want to. But so let's say you had never, and by the way, did you notice that F sharp, just learn as you go, G sharp, A sharp, okay? It's not called a B flat there. B, okay? So notice that we're using, which I think is pretty cool, we're using F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or F actually, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Watch this. But we're putting a sharp where wouldn't you do? F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, so you're going to find some kind of a B. Well, you find the B natural. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp. Because you already know, for all practical purposes, you already know the F sharp scale. You don't play in it, but you already know it. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. You have two natural notes. One's called a B, okay, and you don't want to have two, an F and an F sharp. You can do that, but it's going to be a mess in the key signature, okay? So you go F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. That's pretty cool. I don't care what you say. The B is the only note. There's two natural notes in there, but one's called a B, okay, because why is that called a B? Because F sharp, G sharp, A sharp wouldn't be the next thing you want, would be a B something. And B natural is the most natural thing you can have. B, now C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, which is a natural, but it's one that we just call because it makes sense. We can stay with, in the key signature, we can have that, what looks like an F, but we don't want an F and an F sharp. Okay, so we're going to call it E sharp, F sharp. So that's kind of the way they do it. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, and you can see it's an F. It's inharmonic, the same note, but we want to come up to F sharp. Okay, let's go to another. Let's go to one that guitar players. I've played guitar like, I don't know, 50 years. Okay, and I was playing Chet Atkins back in years ago, like 30, 40 years ago. Okay, and I'm not an expert, but I do a little bit. Okay, E. Okay, now let's guess that since D, okay, D is two sharps. Okay, A is three sharps. Huh. E, seems like there's a pattern there. E would be, okay, let's try that. Two sharps for D. Let's go with G. G is one sharp. Okay, because watch. Okay, now you go from, you just keep on hitting the fifth, and it's going to give you G. Okay, now you got to go D. Now that's going to tell you, okay. So there's an F sharp and those notes right there, F sharp and a C sharp, to give you the notes that would be in the key signature. So let's just do D. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So we have these two. The rest of them are pretty much just the natural notes. Let's see what they are. D, E. Okay, we can't use an F, so let's go F sharp. Now we're on the third scale degree, and we go a half step. Okay, we got back in those. Now we're going to go three steps. That's going to be A, B, C sharp. Whole step, and it's always a leading tone to there. I know I'm going a lot of different directions, but this all makes sense. Okay, now let's say, okay, we're on D. Let's do we had a G and D. G was F sharp. Was the only F sharp in it. It was called one sharp. D has got C sharp and F sharp. Okay. Those two. Okay. And then if we're keeping on going down, so it would be D A. So A's got to be the one that has three sharps. Watch. Whole step, half. Whole, half. Did you notice that it's F sharp? Okay, watch this. Okay, we're going A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now did you notice we have an A flat, but we never, hardly ever call that we don't call that an A flat because we're kind of A sharp. A is known as three sharps. Okay, if you look at key signature, you're going to have a C sharp. You're gonna have an F sharp and a G sharp. Watch this again. That was whole step, and a half. Now you're on your fourth degree. 1, I'm on a 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, you're on your third degree. Okay? So I made a mistake. 1, 2 and a half. I didn't make a mistake, I just forgot what key I was at. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, D sharp, A. So we would have a whole step, this is a whole step, this is root, whole step, and a half. Between the third scale degree and the fourth scale degree is your 3 and your 4, but it is 1, 2 and a half. Now we're going to go 3 and a half. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Okay, that's very important. So now let's just go with A flat. Okay, just to let you know, a little thing after a while you get to know that this right here is not this. This has A flat, has 4 flats in it. There it is. That's them. It has the A flat, kind of obvious it had the A flat, right? And it has the neighbor is dismantling some metal. E flat, D flat, E flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat. Okay? So, no matter how complicated it looks, whole step, half. So you've gone 1 to there, because you got to hit the A flat. Whole step to B flat, whole step to C, half step to D flat, whole step to E flat, whole step to F, whole step to G, and a half. So we have 2 whole steps, a half, now 3 whole steps. E flat, F, G, and always the leading tone is going to be your 3 and a half. Okay? Now let's take, we were on A as far as the sharps goes, because we went G, which is F sharp, same one sharp. We went down basically to to the 5th, basically. Think of going up. Let's not get complicated. And so that gave us the D, which is 2 sharps. And the A, just everything logically in music will stay doing that kind of thing. Okay? A, right? So A that's the 3 sharps, and the 4th sharp would be E. Let's go with E. We're doing it all around the board. Now, I can tell you, if you play a guitar and somebody says go to the 4 chord, you're going to go to A, the 5 chord is going to be B. We won't go too much farther than that. There's minors and stuff in there. F sharp minor and so forth. We won't care about that right now. Okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it instead of just whipping it out like this. So doing that you have no idea what it is, I'm going to go E, whole step, half, whole, half. Watch this. Root, whole, half, whole, half, root, whole step, half step. See, they're right together. Whole now, whole, half. Now, let's see if we can kind of look. I know what they are because I can tell you the only one that doesn't make sense. This note is not part of the E scale. Okay. Whole, half, whole, half. Let's do it again. Whole, half, whole, half. The only one that's not part of all that is this. Okay. That right right there is realistically a flat 5, or it could be a sharp 11 in the extensions, but we're just going to call it a flat 5, because watch. In E, you would go to 5 chord, okay? The 5 chord would be B7, for instance, okay? And A would be the 4 chord, okay? So you're right in between, so your flat 5 would be a B flat. And that's not something, you know, you can do it in certain kind of blues progressions and everything, but generally speaking, we don't have, we could have it in there, but it would be some kind of a blues thing, jazz. E to F sharp to G sharp, and that's 2 1/2. Okay, now hold, half, root, hold, half. Just remember 2 1/2. Root, hold, half, hold, half. And just remember that you only have, for all practical purposes, your F is sharp and your G is sharp and your C is sharp and your D is sharp and your A is not sharp. Okay. Now here we go. Root, hold, half, hold, half. Okay. So we only have. So we could go along and say, okay, we could go E, F. No, there is no. That won't sound right. Hold, half, hold, half. And a movable do, it would be movable do. That's like you take Play-Doh and you move it over here. Okay. Root, hold, half. Okay, now I don't know if we did F or not, but let's just do it. Okay, whole step, a half. Now 3 whole steps and a half step. Okay. So we did, well, I don't want to do G flat, that's confusing. You can do it, but we did G, no we did not do G. G, A, B, that's 2 whole steps. A half step between the 3rd, major 3rd, and the 4th. Whole step, there will be a whole step now, excuse me, I made a mistake. Whole step, and a half. Okay, made a mistake. Root, hold, half. Now you're on the 4th. Now you start all over again on the 3 1/2. Hold, half. Your leading tone, you don't realize it, but you just went like this. Okay, now you can play around with that. That is actually going backwards, especially as close to a bebop scale. Something like that, okay. I think that's called, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Lydian flat 7. Oh my goodness. Don't want to get into that. We're going simple here. Okay, G, whole step, and a half. Now you're on your 4th. Now on your 4th, you start all over again. It's imperative on the 4th that you do whole steps and a half, and then you're up to the next octave. Hold, half. Now let's see, A flat. I don't know. Yeah, A flat. I did do that, I believe, but hold, half. Now that's when? That's 2 1/2. Now hold, half. So we went root, hold, that's 2 1/2. Now we start with, we're at 2 1/2. Okay. Now B flat. B flat has two flats in it. B flat would be one of them, right? Okay. Root, whole, that's 2 and a 2 and a half. It's going to be your half step will be up to E flat. Whole, half. Now think 3 wholes. Whole, half. Whole, half, whole, half. You go backwards too. Now B. Okay. B is going to be a struggle, but it's really easy when you get this idea of the whole and the half. Okay. Whole to there. This is root. Say root. Whole, and it's a half between the 3rd scale degree and the 4th scale degree. When you're on the 4th scale degree, which is an E, if you're playing in B, you would go to your 4 chord would be a B. And how do I know that? Well, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Once you learn that, you can pretty much nail down chord progressions. Okay. Whole, half. That's your. Now you're on your 4th. Now you do 3 wholes and a half will be the leading tone up to the root. Okay. Whole, and there's that leading tone. That'd be half step up to the B. Okay. That's called your leading tone. Now, I'm trying to get this over with as quick as possible. B flat. So, anyways, and you're going to do B. Okay, so we did C. I don't think I need to do whole, half on the 4th scale degree. Now whole, half. So if you ever get lost, start with C. Whole, that's 2 and a half, right there, 2 to 4. Now a bunch of wholes, whole, half. Now D flat, whole, half, whole, half. Now, it might be pretty cool to notice that there's only 2. It's really important. There's only 2 notes in that D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, I said that wrong, but I did it on purpose because I just did the notes D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and we'll put the other parts in. But the thing is D flat only. The rest of them, D flat has all these. So you can do a nice little arpeggio there. Okay. So if I said, well, wait a minute, that should make it easier for me to know the scale. Well, okay, let's do this. F and C are the 2 ones right here. It's your natural 3rd. Well, I just called it your 3rd scale degree, D flat, E flat, F. It's just counting up in the scale. Okay. Now, okay. So then this other one here, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, that is the major 7th of the scale of D flat. And how do we prove that? Well, let's count it. Let's count scale degrees. D flat, B flat, no steps, just the scale degrees. D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a major 7th. It's called major 7th because it's the 7th note of the scale. Okay. So D. Let's just go over D. D, E, F sharp, G. That's your first 2.5 steps, and then whole step, half. That's 3.5. Go to E flat. I'll probably run out of time. E flat is B flat, F to G. Now you're on the 3rd scale degree of E flat, A flat. Now you're going to do whole steps from there. Whole steps to B flat, whole step to C, whole step to D. That's your leading tone to B flat, which is also known as your major 7. Okay. E, whole step, half to A. Whole, half to E. Okay. Now F. Whole step, half. Okay. Now that's on your 4th scale degree. Now whole step, half. Okay. Now seldom going to play this scale right here. Okay. Whole step, half. Whole, half. G, whole, half. Whole, half. Okay. Hope I'm doing these all right. A flat. Whole. See, I don't count that A flat as a whole. I haven't gone anywhere. Root, whole, half. Whole, half. Root, whole, half. Whole, half. It's 2.5, 3.5. G is whole, half. Whole, half. A flat is whole to B flat, whole to C. Now you're on your 2nd scale degree. Excuse me. You're on your 3rd scale degree, but you're on your 2nd step. Whole, half. Whole, half. A is whole to B, whole, half. Whole, half. B flat. Whole, half. Whole, half. Sound like I'm Santa Claus. Now B. B is a hard one. You would think it would be. Whole, half. Whole, half. Let's do it again. Whole, half. Whole, half. Then you can go the other way, but that'll be confusing. From B to C sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Now you're on your 3rd, and you're going to go whole, half. Okay, you're not Santa Claus. So that right there is you take that next step.